Hello everybody and welcome to a pretty big Narnia news update. Over the last day or two we've had some pretty major news which I'm going to discuss in this video. Before I talk about it, well, you've already seen the title of obviously the major news, but there has been two little pieces of news that I want to quickly touch upon. So the Narnia the Magician's Nephew film is very likely to receive a PG rating, so it's obviously parental guidance, so pretty much anybody can go see it. But it's advised that parents watch it with their kids on first viewing. And the second piece of news is that two actors in the film, for David McKenna and Carrie McGullen, have both been nominated in the Gotham TV Awards. So obviously David McKenna has been nominated for the role, his role in Lord of the Flies. And Carrie McGullen was also nominated for her role in Beef, which is, I think, something on Netflix. But the major news, we're not here to talk about the little pieces of news, we're here about to talk about the major piece of news. So Narnia the Magician's Nephew has been delayed. So the initial release date was November this year. November-December time this year. It has been delayed by 2 months. It is now going to be released on the 10th of February, but that's not the only big news. So on February the 10th, 2027, the film is going to preview exclusively in Imax. February 12th, it's going to go for a full theatrical run, so it's going to be in the cinema. And then 2 months after, so April the 2nd, it's going to drop on Netflix. So this is pretty big because this is the first time ever that Netflix has done this with any kind of film. Yeah, there might have been the odd show or the odd film where they might have released it maybe for a minimum of maybe a week in IMAX, and that's it. Nothing from that's Netflix exclusive has ever been shown just in the normal cinema. So this is the first sort of major thing that's happened, really. Pretty big news. But yeah, according to Narnia Web, because obviously it was Narnia Web that reported on this when I first saw it, and I was actually pretty surprised it got delayed. I was kind of surprised, kind of not, if you ask me, which I'm going to touch upon my reasoning for that, and why I think that. But according to a report that is on the Narnia Web story, if you go on their webpage, the delay is because a cast member, apparently there was some sort of injury on set, so they've had to delay the film by a few months. And I think with post-production, obviously it takes time to make a film. Obviously the film has been filmed. The filming is done. The film is currently in post-production. These things take time, which is understandable. But obviously if a cast member has been injured, again, they might have to maybe do reshoots, maybe. I don't want to sound negative, but I don't think it's just because of this. I think, I said it in my last video, I think because Narnia was due out November, December time, you had too many big stuff coming out. I find it funny as well because another YouTuber, Into the Wardrobe, literally dropped a video, I think last night of time of recording, and he did it basically, it was Narnia versus Harry Potter. This was literally, he obviously made the video and released it before the news dropped. That obviously Narnia is now moving because they're in direct competition, which is what I said. You had Narnia coming out in November, December time. You've got Hunger Games. Hunger Games, a lot of people, including myself, is very hyped for that film. You've got Dune Part 3. Again, another film I'm really hyped for. A lot of people are. Avengers Doomsday, obviously Avengers speaks for itself. You've got 3 big things, plus you've got the Harry Potter TV series. So you've got all them kind of coming out in the last 2 months of the year, and then if you had Narnia coming out as well, I think there's too many big things coming out. I honestly think that is a reason why as well they've decided to move the movie, to avoid competition, basically. Obviously, the Harry Potter show, depending on I don't think they've confirmed if they're releasing each episode weekly or if they're dropping it all at once. If they do release it weekly, it might potentially run into February, potentially. But again, I think the film will come out probably when season 1's finished if they do that. So it's not going to have any direct competition. I don't think there's any major kind of movies coming out in February, not that I know of. So I honestly think that is a reason why they've decided to move. That there's just too much competition. And they don't want to go up against Harry Potter, they don't want to go up against Dune, they don't want to go up against Hunger Games because there's going to be hype for, they definitely don't want to go up against the Avengers. There's too many big things coming out, everyone's going to be talking about them, and then Narnia is kind of like, okay, like, not many people's going to be really talking about it. A lot of people on the internet don't even know there's a new Narnia film coming because there's been no advertisement. All the other films that are coming out towards back in the year, they've already released trailers. Hunger Games has already got 2 trailers. Avengers don't really, they don't really need to market, because obviously Robert Downey Jr., that's enough advertising really that he's coming back. Dune, they've released a trailer for that. So I do think Narnia moving is a good idea. I wasn't expecting it to move. Obviously because it was just on Netflix originally, but now it's getting a full cinema release. I'm happy it's moved. I mean, yeah, we've got to wait longer for the film now. We've got to wait an additional 2 months. But I am happy that it's moved because it's not up against big blockbuster films. So yes, and on top of that, so this is coming basically, I don't know if it was the Netflix to Doom event that they do. So this is all coming from Netflix themselves and from people who work from Netflix and Greta and everybody like that. So on top of obviously delaying the movie, we have 10 confirmed cast members. So up to this point, the cast members have only been confirmed through leaks. We did know that a couple of the actors were confirmed, but most of the actors we know of were just confirmed in leaks, what we'd seen when they were filming. So out of the 10 confirmed actors, 9 of which we already know about. 1, however, we didn't. So this is a new cast member. So we do have a new cast member, which is Ciaran Hinds. Now, if you don't know who he is, I think I've pronounced his name right, but Ciaran Hinds, he plays a guy on Game of Thrones. But I most know him for playing, I believe he plays Dumbledore's brother Aberforth in the final Harry Potter movie. Because I mostly know him from that. But yeah, so obviously, I mean, this cast is getting quite stacked. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly, because I don't want this video to go on too long, I'm going to quickly talk about the confirmed cast members. We do have a few other cast members that weren't on the confirmed list, but we do know that they have been cast, thanks to Narnia Web, obviously, for the reports. So the confirmed cast members and who they're playing is as follows. So David McKenna, we pretty much is confirmed to be playing Diggory Kirk. Beatrice Campbell is believed to be playing Polly. We have Emma Mackey, who's going to be playing Jadis. We have Carrie McGullen, who's going to be playing Diggory's mum. Ciaran Hinds, his role hasn't been announced yet, but it's more likely one of 3. So the 3 roles he might be playing is either the voice of Aslan, possibly the role of Uncle Andrew, or an older version of Diggory Kirk. If they do maybe like a flash forward kind of thing. Or maybe he's like telling a story to somebody like, years down the line if they go down that route. We've got Daniel Craig, again, role unconfirmed. But rumours are he's either playing Aslan or the role of Uncle Andrew. We have Meryl Streep, again, her role is unconfirmed, but she has been rumoured to be voicing Aslan. We have Comber Hawbrod Smith, again, role unconfirmed, but it's likely he's going to be playing King Frank. We have Denise Gough, role unconfirmed. We have Susan Wokoma, role unconfirmed, but it's likely that she'll be playing Helen. So Helen is the wife of Frank, so she's like the first queen of Narnia technically. And we do have 4 other cast members that I have mentioned on the channel before. So we've got James Murray, Gerald McConnor, Samantha Spiro, we know is going to be voicing a beaver at some point in the film, and Tom Bonington. So them last 4 weren't mentioned on this list, but we do know that they have been cast. So that is the updated cast list for now. That has obviously been announced or leaked. But yeah, pretty big news, pretty big video to discuss. I mean, I'm happy that the film's going to kind of away a little bit from the major releases. I mean, I'm not happy that we're going to have to wait an additional 2 months. So that means, trailer-wise, I'm assuming if it is getting a theatrical release, usually we get a teaser. It's usually around 6 months. So I'm reckoning we should get a teaser maybe at some point in the summer, maybe. At some point this summer, I'd reckon we should get some sort of teaser or some sort of footage or some sort of poster or something. Who knows, but this is the first time that Netflix has actually talked about this Narnia film. You know, it's nice to actually have something confirmed from somebody official. You know, this film has been it's been really good to anticipate, but it's been so full of mystery. Again, there is roles that have not been confirmed yet. Obviously, we will find them out at a later date at some point. But yeah, what are your thoughts, guys? So the Narnia film has been officially delayed until February 2027. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. But yeah, pretty big news. I was hoping for a trailer possibly in the next month or couple of months. I mean, I think we still will get a trailer, I think, in summer, I think. Might be a sort of back end of summer, maybe July, August, maybe at this point, but who knows? But it's nice to have some clarification. It's really, really nice to have something officially confirmed rather than everyone just speculating and stuff being confirmed via leaks. So yeah, this video's gone on long enough, guys. But yeah, the big news, Narnia has been delayed, unfortunately. Only by 2 months, but it is what it is. Why do you think it were delayed? I mean, if a cast member was injured, obviously I hope that they're well and everything like that. But I do honestly think it was because there's just too much big stuff coming out at the end of the year, and they didn't want Narnia to be in there. Because we're just going to get kind of pushed aside, I think, and forgotten about. So I'm happy that it's coming out after all that now. But yeah, that is the end for this video, guys. Some pretty big news. But yeah, thank you for watching. Once there is some obviously big news, any more big news that comes out, I will obviously update you guys as soon as I can. But yeah, go over to Narnia Web, they release the news first because I just record the video when I get a chance to do it. But yeah, that is all, guys, for now. Take care, and I will see you in the next one.